Welcome one, welcome all. I am Michelle L. Forbes, and yes, you are tuned into the Win Win Life show. So today we have our solo episode on the fourth Sunday, or let's say the last Sunday, because there are some months that has 5 Sundays. The last Sunday and the first Sunday of each month will be running solo episodes where we'll just come and we'll just share and bring and give value to you. So today we are tuned in and we'll be focusing on growth. Growth. And I am here in the capacity of not only talk show and podcast host, but as the Win Win Life coach. So, growth, this topic of growth, something that we are wired with. And if you read the caption round about the video, you'll see where it mentions growth. We are wired to grow. That's just within our DNA. And as I did research and prepared for our show today, one of the things that popped out, and I knew sometime before, is that in science, it is proven that in as much as we are adults, growth continues on. Growth not only as it pertains to our cells and our organs, but as it pertains to our bodies. The growth is minimized by far as it pertains to us. And some persons would argue and say, well, it seems more like we're shrinking than growing. But science has proven we are growing. Why does it look like we're shrinking? Because of body posture, how we sit, how we walk, how we have trained our bodies over the years in the posture that we feel most comfortable, which is usually in a slump or slouchy position. But truth be told, we are still growing. If the physical growth where we're edging upward is not there, for sure, science proves for us by way of the brain and other parts of the body that we are growing. So as I prepared for today's show and I reflected on that which I knew before, I thought to myself, and this is a thought that I've been toying with and turning over in my head and just fleshing out is, so if our bodies are still growing, why then is not focus, intentionality, and importance, like great importance given to us as individuals, the quality of persons that we are? Why isn't that given so much focus? I find that as we live life, one of the things that is given much focus is how much we grow with the substances that we own based on cars, houses, planes, yada, 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 whatever it is. But more focus is given to the things than the person. Through today's show, my prayer and my desire is that you will be provoked, you will be ignited to give laser focus towards your growth, your personal growth, your personal development as an individual. being afforded the opportunity to walk this earth, to live the life that you have been given. So I'll share with you some tips, some nuggets that I wrote down as I was preparing for our show today. Growth is one of the most powerful tools to help us as we live the experience of life. It's one of the most powerful tools that will cause us to experience the full magnitude of what it is like to be a human being living this life that God has afforded us. Growth. Growth. Make no joke about it. Ask no question about it. It's just a matter of you and I settling, deciding and settling within ourselves that for the remaining of time that we have here on this earth, growth is going to be one of our number one focus. And so because it is one of the tools that is so powerful, we therefore should make it a priority to have this as something that consistently takes place within our lives. And if it is something that we are going to have as being consistently taking place within our lives, it means that intention is given to it. It means that it has your attention, that you are going to decide this is going to be something consistent that I am going to pursue. And so there are many different areas of growth that we can venture into. Intellectual growth, we can venture into relational growth, we can then enter into business growth, we can enter into physical growth, whether it be muscles or strength, or just get into the body sculpture, shape and size that you desire. But the different growths that we can venture into, can choose from, are usually the intention and the focus that we give to them usually are born out of the nudgings and the impressions that we receive. How? Through life and experiences that come our way. How exactly does that work? Especially with being present and aware. This is your life. You're living your life. In order to pick up those nudgings and those impressions that I need to grow in the area of my physical health, I need to grow in the area of my intellectual skill set, ability, I need to grow in the area of relationship, I need to grow in my spiritual life and walk, I need to grow in the area of my finances and its management. In order for us to get to that point where we decide I need to grow in whatever the area is, it is important that we decide, make that decision that I'm going to be aware, I'm going to be present in living the life that we've been given. Why did I say that? As we live, you realize that there's a lot of noise round about us, within us. Noise coming from the TV when it's on, noise coming from the radio, noise coming from inside your own inner self talks, noise coming from the coworker across from you, behind you, in front of you. Noise, just constant chatter going on YouTube. You go on there with intention to listen to one song. Noise coming through ads. Noise. And all of that constant chatter pulls us here, pulls us there, pulls us here, where if we don't intentionally decide that we're going to be present and aware of what's going on around and within, will be taken. When we are pulled here, we'll go. When we are pulled there, we'll go. When we are pulled, when we are pulled in the different directions where the noise and the chatter continues to come from, we'll find ourselves gravitating towards, there. So, as we are going to decide, growth is my lifelong quest. One of the key things that we will need to establish is I will need to be aware and be present for those nudgings that will come based on the experiences that we meet when we continue to live. The nudgings that will come to say, okay, I need to grow some more spiritually. The nudgings that will come to say, I need to grow intellectually. The nudgings that will come to say, I need to grow relationally. If we are not aware, if we are not present and being pulled in the different direction that the noise comes, we'll miss those nudges. And as we miss those nudges, we miss the opportunities to grow. So as we go on and make growth our lifelong quest, my admonition to you, my admonition to us is, let us be aware. Let us be present. What's going on without and what's going on within. So I touched on the without, didn't touch much on the within. The within. If you find that there's this constant chatter concerning a thing, a person, it's a nudge being given to you. Hit the pause and let's check and see what's the conversation about. Why is this conversation taking place? What triggered this conversation? How much longer is this conversation going to take place? What's the purpose of this conversation? What do you hope to achieve at the end of this conversation? What's the impact of the conversation that's taking place within you, on you in the present and now? What's the future impact that that conversation will make if I continue to engage in this conversation? So it's stilling, being aware outside, being present, and intentionally deciding, okay, we're gonna still those voices outside. But then we also have to give attention to the inside. What's taking place in here? As we sit and as we address those conversations, it's a nudging based on the theme of the conversation. That's a nudging, that's an area that possibly growth is needed in. I would encourage you not to let yourself off the hook, thinking it's no big deal, like it's just some thoughts going through my head. It's more than that. And if it's left unattended, it's only a matter of time. When the thoughts, it captures your attention, when you decide, I'm going to intentionally assess and see what is the conversations I am having inside, you have opened the door to growth, to hearing the nudging that this is an area that needs your attention for growth. And as you get that, it is now the ball now is in your court. It's in your hands to decide, okay, what are the things that I'm going to need to do in order to experience growth in that area? Whether it be with a thing, whether it be with a skill set, whether it be with an individual or a team, it's now for you to decide what. So it's going to require for you to do some research and check, whether it be books, whether it be podcast, whether it be talk shows, whether it be a course, whether it be a coaching program, whatever it would require for you to grow in that area. After you assess and you interrogate and interview yourself with those thoughts, then you now venture into the growth that is necessary. I would also encourage you to commit to the growth. A lot of times we start out on a journey, and even before you commit, I would encourage you to count the cost. That's what God says when we're about to build a house. Count the cost. And that he may affix a house, but it's when you're about to build, he would have affixed a house. When you're about to build anything, you could be the house. Your business could be the house. Your career could be the house. Whatever the house is, form, shape, color, creed, whatever the pattern, the type, the format that the house may take stock. Sit and count the cost. What is it going to require of you? In one of my self-training sessions with a course that I was taking, the facilitator suggested commit at least 30 minutes a day to engaging in that thing that you want to grow in. For me, because I am an overachiever, I want to get that thing and just hammer it. I say I commit to an hour a day because I'm looking at 24 hours in the day. If this thing is going to sharpen me, is going to make me better, shouldn't it weigh in terms of its importance? And because I value it as weighing in terms of importance, I decide, okay, that's his suggestion, but let me commit to an hour a day. You will find that you will attain whatever the goal is for that growth, whatever your growth goal is, you will attain it way much better. And that sets you up now to advance into or onto the next area of growth that life is nudging you, that you need to give attention to. So the growth nudges. As an individual, as an entrepreneur, as a professional, I want to encourage you, I want to admonish you to take and adopt the growth mindset. Take and adopt a growth mindset. And as you do, I'm going to share with you some pointers, some nuggets that as you do, take and adopt a growth mindset as a lifelong quest for you. Some things that will be benefits for you as you do. 1, increased resilience. You will find that as growth now becomes your lifestyle, as a growth mindset now becomes the way that you think, exist, and process things, you will find, 1, you'll become more resilient. A growth mindset enables individuals like yourself to bounce back from failures, setbacks, and challenges with resilience and determination. And 2nd, it would enhance performance. It would enhance your performance. We're talking about the benefits of a growth mindset. It will enhance your performance. Believing in your ability to improve individuals with a growth mindset, such as yourself, are more likely to set higher goals. Put in the necessary effort, put in the sweat equity, put in the work equity, and achieve higher levels of performance. So, two benefits so far we have touched on: one, increased resilience, and two, enhanced performance. Just from setting and establishing as this is my new way of life, a growth mindset. Third, it will also it will also be beneficial to you where you experience greater innovation and creativity as you adopt a growth mindset. And I can tell from my personal experience as I double down on just deciding growth, learning, and growing is my way of life. It is norm. Creativity comes, innovative ideas comes, it flows. It's not a fight. It flows like it is your way of life. So, greater innovation and creativity. A growth mindset fosters a mindset of exploration and experimentation, leading to enhanced creativity and innovative thinking. Do you need some innovation? Do you need your creative juices to start flowing? Adopt a growth mindset. Settle it for the remaining days, years that God gives you here on this earth. That growth is my forever lifelong quest. And I can tell you, I look forward to hearing you, if not directly on one of these shows, at least a DM. Risa Michelle, yeah, since I have adopted a growth mindset as my new way of life, as my lifelong quest, I've been experiencing innovative thought after innovating thought, and my creative juices, my creative ability just seem like it has heightened. You watch and see. Fourth, continuous learning and adaptation. A fourth benefit of establishing a growth mindset as your new way of existence. Embracing a growth mindset encourages individuals like yourself to continuously seek out new knowledge, learn from experiences, and adapt to evolving circumstances, fostering agility and adaptability. I'm going to read that one for you again. Enhancing a growth mindset encourages individuals like yourself to continuously seek out new knowledge, learn from experiences, and we know life throws some experience punches at time. Some of them where it's a win, and some of them it's a win that you have to sit down and learn from that life punch and adapt to evolving circumstances, fostering. So all of that fosters agility and adaptability. A great benefit as we establish growth mindset, yes? Yes. Strengthened, number 5, strengthened relationships and collaboration. By valuing growth and development in themselves, yourself, myself, and others, individuals like yourself with a growth mindset foster positive and supportive relationships, promoting collaboration and teamwork. So, the growth mindset, as we establish that this is our way of life, this is my lifelong quest to grow. We are entering one of the benefits we receive. The fifth one is strengthened relationships and collaborations. Would that be something that you would desire to have? Yeah. Now, it is key to note, like life that we have lived, it's not a microwave achievement. It is as you live, as you progress, as you learn, as you grow, the benefits become more sharpened, become more heightened, become stronger, become more intense as we establish growth, as our new way of being, seeing, thinking, hearing, discerning, adapting, knowing. Ultimately, a growth mindset unlocks full, 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 the full potential for personal and professional growth. A growth mindset unlocks for you your full potential for personal and professional growth. For personal and professional growth. For spiritual and physical growth. I'll tell you, as you experience it in one area, soon, and I'm not sure if you've experienced being massaged before, but as you experience being massaged, there's a point in the massage process that as the masseuse massage your shoulder and your back and maybe massage one arm, the other arm begins to like get uneasy. It's like, what about me? What about me? I need some growth taking place over here. Some attention is needed over here. The very same as we adopt that growth mindset and we commit to this thing that we're going to be growing in. As we attain that, another area is going to show up based on the experiences in life, but another area within our being is going to say, okay, I need to grow too. And as that is given attention and attained, another one is going to pop, okay, I need to grow too. And so that is one of the key reasons why it's important that we establish it. A growth mindset is my way of life, of being, of doing, of existing, because it's going to be one after another. If it's not established, we will have a kickback inside. It's like, again, something else again, not realizing it's for my good. The nudges I'm getting from my spirit, from me, from the life I'm living, the nudges I'm getting is for my good. When I'm getting that nudging, which says, I need to grow in that area. It's like the vehicles that we drive. As you drive and you begin to feel the car feels different. When you touch the brake, it's like, some attention needs to be given to this brake because it don't feel the same way. It doesn't feel the same like it is to feel and is accustomed to feeling. It is the very same framework as it pertains to our life and establishing growth as our new way of being, existing, and showing up in this world to serve in whatever capacity that we're called to serve through the purposes that has been placed on our lives. So ultimately, a growth mindset unlocks the full potential for growth in every arena, in the spiritual, in the personal, in the professional, in the physical, in the relational, in every arena, and taps into the full capability of you, allowing you to reach higher levels of achievement and not only reach them, but continuously improve the quality of your life and the relationships relationships with God, relationship with self, relationship with others, whether it be family, friends, teams, partners, stakeholders, strangers. So it not only allows you to reach full potential, but it allows you to tap into your full capability. It's like having an engine and never experiencing the full 100 capability of that engine. Always just topping out at 80 or 70. When I used to be in the classroom teaching, it was a principle of mine that on my first meeting the class, I learned all their names. That was my way of indirectly telling the troublemakers, you're not going to get away with this teacher. So before they leave my classroom on that first meeting, that first class, I would have known everybody's name. But one of the other things that I do in that exercise, that introduction exercise, is I want to know, where do their gauge as it pertains to their capability is? Where is it at? And so when I go around the class asking, okay, so what is the passing grade that you want to complete this course with? And it always amazed me that everybody didn't say 100%. I would have done this exercise so many times, and every time I'm amazed. Like, wow. 60%. The school I was teaching at, that was a pass mark. 60%, 70%, 80%, 90%. And after I would have heard everybody, I was like, why not aim for the highest? Why sell yourself short? Why not aim for the highest? And I'd always give him the analogy, what if on that day of the test or the quiz or the exam that you woke up feeling not so well, not 100%, but you need to come to school to do your test or your exam or your whatever it is, assessment it is. Because your aim would have been at 100% from day one, you would not have dropped very far because of you just wasn't feeling 100% in your body. And that was me trying to tap into them for them to realize you are capable and have potential for way more than 60, way more than 70%, way more than 99%. You have the potential and the capability for 100%. I, your teacher, would be putting in 100%. So you'll be receiving 100% from day one. All I'm asking for you is to don't sell yourself short. Tap into that 100 capability, 100 potential that is already within you. Always amazed at that. I'd like, wow. That was an eye-opener for me though. That goes into some other things that we're not going to touch on today. Belief and life experiences and the background and the atmosphere, the environment that a number of the children would have been from and is existent in at that time, was existent in at that time. So it tapped into more than we're able to go into right now. But it was always an eye-opener, always amazed. I'm like, the 100% is yours if you want it. Just make a decision to go all in. All in. You have a teacher who's willing to go all in. You make a decision to go all in. And so as we are wrapping it up with growth mindset, I'm going to repeat again. Ultimately, growth mindset unlocks the full potential for growth in every arena: spiritual, personal, professional, relational, physical, financial, in every arena. Adapting a growth mindset unlocks the full potential for that. as well as tap into the full capability of you, the individual, allowing you to reach higher levels of achievement, and not only reaching that achievement, but continuously improve the quality of your life, your relationships with God, yourself, and all others. Additionally, as you embrace, as I embrace, as we embrace a growth mindset, the door is also opened for the sharpening of our skill set and areas of expertise, as well as the introduction to other areas of skill set and expertise as we are afforded the opportunities to do so. It is my hope, it is my prayer, it is my desire that you today would have been blessed, would have received value. If it's from one nugget that I share today, I would have been accomplished my purpose for being here, and be very grateful that I was able to serve you in that fashion. My name is Michelle L. Forbes, your host for the Win Win Life Show and coach, the Win Win Life Coach for entrepreneurial women who is seeking to show up unapologetically 100% themselves in this world to execute their purpose. God bless you. You have a wonderful rest of the Sunday afternoon. Just before we go, I'm going to share with you a promo. Hi, Sherry-Ann. Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to have you here. I'm going to share with you a quick promo, and then we're going to take it on out of here. If you haven't yet, go ahead and pick up yours. Be sure to before the day closes. It will add to your growth and development. God bless you until we see each other again next week. Same time, same place. Au revoir.